Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video about things you find at a thrift store. Technology. Now, I used to find a lot of, well, frankly, these sorts of things, or laptops. But for whatever reason, I noticed there's a bunch of resellers here now coming into the place, and they seem to wait around until the carts come out, and then they run over and grab everything good, put it in their cart, run off, and then eventually they kind of sift through it, and then they throw back what they don't want, which is all garbage. And yeah, and it's awesome. So I haven't seen a laptop or any kind of computer for ages. They seem to be getting those. But as one door closes, another opens. And so I've been picking up things. Well, I always pick up things like this, and the resellers don't go after those. Bluetooth, and I have a number of other ones. Bluetooth keyboards. I like keyboards, so each of them have their own thing. But lately, I've been finding phones and tablets, and I focused in on one of the other tablets that I have, which is that big, nice Huawei one. You also find ebook readers too, and sometimes they can be fun to play around with. But they're very, excuse me, they're very single-dimensional, but they do a good job for what they do. So we will talk about those at some point, the feature one. And then you even find things like this. This is, believe it or not, looks like a cell phone, but it's actually a camera. So a good old pink camera. Yeah. So I'll have to do a video on that at some point too. Very, very weird little camera. Let's see if I can get this to show you what it does. So you can flip it around like that. And this is the idea. And that really makes it look like a phone. That is a camera. A weird little camera. I'll have to try that out. Excuse me. I guess the idea that the handle is you could do selfies with it. Yeah, so lots of these popping up, and they're usually pretty cheap. So, and these little Samsung phones, they're pretty much the same idea as this. It's like one's this, and then here's something that's almost the same thing. But anyhow, so let's get into it here. So what do you do with something like this? Well, you know, a lot of times you can play games and stuff on them, right? If they have games on them. The challenge you're going to find, though, with one of these devices, maybe we'll start off with the Pro Scan. We'll put that one aside. One of the things you're going to find is, this is a Pro Scan. I don't think it says Pro Scan on it, but it is a Pro Scan. All right, there we go. Okay, well, let me get through the login process here. Here we go. We're gonna log on to PIN. If you encounter a PIN on one of these things, you really don't have to worry, because pins on old Android devices are pretty ridiculous. But as you can see, it's an oldie. And the thing about these Android devices is, let's see if there's nothing running. The thing with these Android devices is they're really problematic from the App Store doesn't work right anywhere. Oops, what did I just do? Did I open it? Okay, I did it all right. Okay, here we are. Let's look at about. Here we go. Information about it. So it's running Android 4.22. Here's the kernel and all that stuff. So this little Pro Scan thing is cheap as dirt, and there's a reason for it. Has a front-facing speaker, or front-facing camera, but on the back, and there's where your card goes, and power, that sort of stuff, connectors, and it's got a speaker in the back. Oh, here we go. That's where it says Pro Scan and a model number. Let's zoom in on that here for you guys so you understand what I'm dealing with here. Pro Scan PLT7602G. So the thing about this thing is that it's running an old Android operating system. But yeah, so so what do you do with it? Well, you can't use the Google Play Store, right? That's not an option anymore. So you're kind of stuck with what was on it and having to find apps that you can install. Now, of course, you can install apps and games without even having the Google Play Store. So I thought, well, what can I use in a practical way? Well, there's things that I always like, and I mentioned this in my Linux video. I like having a good text editor. There's a couple of options for that. So the one that I went with is Jota Text, and then Write P, which is actually, I believe it's, sorry, Writer P. I think it's Writer Pro, link, I'm not sure. And then there's this WPS Office. I'm not going to go into those. I just wanted to open up this one and show you it. This is, I would steer clear of this type of device if there's things like these, because these Samsungs are so much better. Even this phone is so much better than this. And one of the big limiting factors on this thing, it has Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have Bluetooth. So it kind of puts these devices out of the running. So let's set that aside for now. We'll focus in on this guy. But these apps do run. The three that I'm gonna get into, because I'm gonna talk about, can you use these in some sort of practical way? Because that's what I'm about. And I'm sure there's games out there and stuff like that too. Now remember, you can't get these apps from the App Store, and they probably wouldn't run anyway because they're too new a version, the one on the App Store would be too new a version. So for this one, you know, you're dealing with something that's definitely going to be, for these three particular apps, you're going to be dealing with something that isn't going to be great. There are places you can go and get apps, and I'm going to throw these, I'm going to post these apps up on archive.org for anybody, like the Internet Archive, for anybody who wants them after seeing this video. And you might have an old tablet like this. So let me log in here. Let me log in. Okay, so your experience with this sort of tablet is going to be much better. Let's get some brightness going on here. Come on. Why isn't it working? Here we go. In my opinion, your experience with something like this is going to be much better than a Pro Scanner or one of these other cheap sort of Chinese sort of super cheap systems. So both of these came with pins locking them out, but just go on YouTube or the internet and you'll be able to find a way to get past them, especially for these older operating systems. They are just, security is an afterthought. Not so much anymore, I discovered. I would think twice about buying a newer tablet, and if it was locked, because it's a world of work. So this one, it's about, tells us it's a Galaxy T3, and it's running 442. So again, kind of the same story. This one, what was this one? Let's do a comparison. Oops. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, here we go. Android 4.4.2. So what did we say this was? Oh, lock me out every time, eh? Lock me out every time. 4.4.2. Oh, there you go. Alrighty. So, yeah, what are we talking about here? So, let's get into it here. So that's enough about that. All right, so we're going to talk about the apps. Oh, yeah, I haven't set up the things that I was going to set up on here. Yes. So this comes with lots of apps, but again, you can't use the App Store, so whatever's on here is on here. And I think the application that was their default sort of Office program doesn't work. So let's talk about these apps. So, like I said, I want to basically when I want to use any kind of device, I want a text editor. So this is the one that I found that's pretty, seems to work pretty well, and it's called Jota or Jota maybe. So let's take a look here. So this thing about Jota. Okay, there we go. So this is the version, and it's, you know, it's a decent text editor, and it runs on this old OS. So I was, you know, happy with that, right? So that was the first thing I found. Because I'm shooting with one hand, I can't really show you how it works for typing and stuff. Here's the other one I like. It's, like I said, no, I don't want to rate. Not really. I love it when they do things like that. Just opens up. So this is called, yeah, okay, Writer Plus. I think Writer Pro. Writer Plus. So Writer Plus is kind of, the intent is that you can do markdown on it. So this is their sort of, they're showing you their philosophy in the intro page. Markdown, how to use Markdown. Markdown's pretty simple to use. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like a Markdown editor. But does that mean you have to use Markdown? Of course not. You don't have to use Markdown. You can just write like this. And it's got a nice dark mode, which I really liked. Yeah, there it is. So this is ideal for me because a lot of times, like I say, I work at night. I can tend to work at night a lot. So it has dark mode. So this one has a lot of superiority over, some, like say Jota, because, you know, I don't know, it's certainly a nicer experience using it. And so what, you know, you're going to sit there and you're going to type on this thing on the screen? No. So my suggestion is, what you want to do is you want to pick up something like this. This happens to be a HP keyboard. It's Bluetooth, so it's easy enough to set up. Now, what you're going to want to do is just get something to put underneath this. It can be as simple, you don't have to buy anything fancy. It can be as simple as basically some little wedge that will hold it up. And there's anything, look around your house. You could take a rag and fold it a couple times and then hold it up so that it's sort of tilted upward. And the idea is that you link it up to your Bluetooth any type of way. And the thing I like about this one is that it's got those scissor switches, and it's kind of a pretty standard layout. So I find it works really well, and I like it. So this would be, and it's mobile, so you can throw this in your backpack or your, you know, whatever you're carrying this in, and you've got yourself a nice compact keyboard. But what if you really want to do like something serious, like, you know, spreadsheet? Well, that's where this comes in, because it's got the full featured numpad and everything else. So this guy, and again, nice switches, and I can pick this up. Like I say, these are like, what, $10 I think at my thrift store. This one is a Satechi? I don't know. There it is anyway. It has these big funky like rubber feet to tilt it up at an angle, and they really do work. They don't move around. And again, nice feel, and it was cheap, and it has a battery. You know, both of these. This is a rechargeable battery. It uses a battery back here. Use disposable batteries, or you could, I guess, you get the rechargeable type. But yeah, so that's my solution for actually using it in a practical way. Now, we talked about it, using it for excuse me. So I got this bit of the flu. It's amazing. I feel like I'm a smoker, and I don't smoke. I'm getting smoking cough without even being a smoker. That's not good. The last thing I wanted to show you was WPS Office, which is Kingsoft, I think, is there people who do it. This thing is awesome. Now, for me, I always need something that's like a office suite, right? So typically in the Linux world, that would be LibreOffice. In the Windows world, it'd be MS Office or one of the other derivatives, or you can use LibreOffice. Or in this case, it has text memos. So again, you want to just, even if you don't want to use like one of those other text editors, you can just work in here. So it takes a second for it to open, but there you go. It's just a text file, and you know, so it has text file support up here, the things you'd expect from a text file. The thing I like about this is it even exports to PDF. It's a pretty, like, it's a full-featured, very full-featured little office suite. And yeah, I really like it. And then of course you've got your spreadsheet. So open that up. So there's our spreadsheet. And this was edited on PC. So this is the beauty of this thing. So you plug it in, hook up your PC, and this thing acts like as opposed to an Apple device, it acts like a flash drive. And so you can open it up, you can edit it right from this machine, or you can copy it over to Windows and do a whole bunch of editing, copy it back to here, and then you've got your spreadsheet, and then you can adjust things on the fly on the tablet. This would work even as a rudimentary sort of database. If you were, say, you had a few hundred items or something, you could use this as your database. Again, has all the features, a lot of features you expect from a database. And yeah, lots and lots of stuff here. And if you don't know about this program, go and download it from my archive.org site, or as other people call it, Internet Archive. But yeah, really like it. So again, These are like, they're saved in format that it's just like, just perfect for opening up in Microsoft Office. And then it's like, copy them over, copy them back. Again, you got Word, like a Word document. And it's these documents are like completely compatible with, like, I think Office 97 to 2003. And they're completely the same format. So it's a great sort of office suite for me, because those are the kinds of office suites you're gonna encounter on my old systems. So there you go. So I haven't really done much with the Word, but I just wanted to see how it handled, like, opening it in Word on one of my old computers, and then working on this presentation. Like, I can't imagine doing a presentation on this thing, but you can. Like, it does have us kind of like the standard things, and then you work on your presentation, and then you could take it and put it back on your computer. So yeah, it works good, and I copy things back and forth, and I just, what I need when I have a little system like this, right? Anyway, I think this has probably gone on way too long. I don't know if I can find out what version it is. No, I don't think I'm seeing it. Anyway, I don't know what version it is, but it's a very old version of this Office suite. So, yeah, there you go. It's WPS Office. I don't know what the newer versions are like. I think they're starting to want you to pay for them. These all are free. You don't have to obviously pay anything for them or crack anything or nothing. They're not wares. They're trying to get market share, and other people were just trying to I think they're trying to sell you a pro version or something. Anyway, these are completely fine. They work perfectly well. And a system like this even has Bluetooth. So don't buy this one, no Bluetooth, kind of very limited. This will have Bluetooth. It's a phone. This would be really easy to run around with, and then just, here you go. Yeah, do some work on them, although the screen's a little small. I probably wouldn't bother, given the choice between these two. Obviously wouldn't bother with this. I'd want this. And the great thing is you can put it like this when you're, oops, there are pictures of me. You can put it, this way, oriented, I guess, landscape orientation for working on spreadsheets, and the other way around for working on Word documents. Very flexible. So that's what I would use something like this for. Like the ultimate little portable system. Fits in my bag real easy. And I just wrap this, wrap this up, or just get a towel. Don't bother buying anything fancy. Just get a towel, wrap it that, and then stick this underneath and wrap it around again, and it would just all fit together. I think it would fit under here like this. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Sorry, not looking at this. Anyway, there you go. So I'd wrap it up in a towel, and I'd throw it in my backpack, or I'd throw it in my bag, and I'd also I could use that towel to prop this up, right? And now I got myself a little workspace. Or prop it up like this. I got myself a little workspace, and I could do a half-hour work on it. And then I could bring it home and plug it into my computer, and I could take anything off there and open it up, and it's just really easy. And that's why I starting to really love Android over OS. What is it? iOS. Because iOS they lock everything down, and you encounter an iOS system, you're not getting past their security. You're fricked. But yeah, I'm sure there's lots of iPads out there that are just languishing away doing nothing. But these guys, you can get through the security, and you can use them, and you can easy to install apps on versus iOS. iOS is designed to basically run slow, after a few operating system updates, and then the App Store doesn't support anything old. So yeah, Apple has a great way of obsolescing everything. So there you go, guys. Let's do we want to do a yes, let's do this. Let's do a let's do our thumbnail here. Hey guys. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, guys. All right, that's going to be the old video for today. So, whatever you're doing, hope you're enjoying your day, your life. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.